if I had to pick one song off the album which was the essence of this album, it would be Emotion Sickness. To me, that's the song that I'm most proud of since I've been writing songs. So to have someone like David Helfgott play on it was just like, it was like a dream. We deliberately put it as first track on the album, so people expect the first song to be some big techno remix hardcore thing, and they hear this manic orchestral piece, they'll just be like, okay, cool. I was asleep one night and I was having this dream that we were playing this huge like Wembley Stadium thing. I never really have such vivid dreams, and everyone had their hands above their heads clapping, and I woke up and it was like 3:30 in the morning. I was like, oh, I've got to write a song so people can do that because we're going to play stadiums. So I just went and wrote this big anthemic kind of rock song, and yeah, that's what came out. Yeah, it's about, the whole thing is about youth rebelling against people who are supposedly more important, and because they wear suits they think they've got power over people. It's just about the youth having total control over their own minds and letting them know that, you know, they can think for themselves. They don't need overweight people in suits telling them what to do and how to act. It's all about just being yourself, and the chorus is very sarcastic. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. The chorus is, we'll make it up to you in the year 2000. It's saying no, we won't. Like, we're going to do the same thing. I've always just written songs according to how I felt. Just wrote exactly what I felt. I've never really compromised any of my integrity for the sake of not being so targeted by a certain group of people. So that song, I was kind of warned by people that, you know, this could be a mistake lyrically, but I've never really compromised, and I'm not prepared to do it on this song either. And I think it'll help people more than people realise. It's a composite of people. It's a group of people with eating disorders. Yeah, there's, like, with the first album there was a lot of high singing, and with the second album I kind of stopped because I didn't feel as masculine. But on this album I kind of realised I'm not a real man, so it's time to go back to what I do. Exactly. Yeah, that's that whole song is about anti-animal experimentation, and I think that's probably the heaviest song we've ever really done in terms of music. Yeah, there's some really cool sound effects on that song which were really good, because we originally did that song a demo version, then it got remixed, and yeah, we decided to do another version of it again because we really liked the song, but it had never been on an album, because we thought the song was so good it was kind of wasted just to be on soundtracks. It was, I originally wrote it to be misinterpreted. It was a deliberate thing. A lot of people think it's a love song, but it's actually about not having love, and that's why it says miss you love. And when people hear it on the radio, they'll probably think, yeah, that's a love song, but once they read the lyrics, they'll realise that it's really an anti-love song, but written to be interpreted as a love song so it can appeal to more people. Yeah, that song's that when I wrote this bunch of songs and came to present them to Ben and Chris, I think that was one of the first ones I showed them because I thought they would really dig it because it was really heavy and hard, but it was also a lot different to any of the heavy stuff we'd done before that. And I remember showing Ben and Chris, and they just looked at me, and Ben's like, "That's pretty weird, man." Once people get too involved in the whole rock and roll lifestyle, a lot of people tend to forget about, the 9 to 5 world out there, which isn't bad or good. It's just something that happens, and a lot of people get so consumed in the whole rock and roll thing they forget that there's a whole other world out there which really doesn't care about music at all. Yeah, my dad's like this huge Neil Young fan, and I remember I was showing him a demo of one of my songs, and Dad's like, "You know what, man? You need a song with a guitar solo." And I was really bored, and I went up to my room, I wrote this song, and then I put a guitar solo on it. All right, Dad, I wrote you a song. I put a guitar solo on it, and that was it. And the guitar solo is just, I don't know, dedicated to Greg. Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, that's it. That's the spirit." I really like the strings on that song. That's the whole beauty of the way Jane writes strings. She actually adds to the performance of the band rather than takes over. Rather than puts this lush thing over the whole thing, there's little crazy explosions here and there, which is really good. I don't really know how to describe that song. I suppose that it follows the same kind of lyrical idea to Miss You Love, but it's a lot more down. It's about just feeling like everything's collapsing on you because you don't have anyone to really love. So and that's why it's got the manic explosions of distorted noise. It's all contained, and then all of a sudden anger comes out for 6 bars or whatever. We just wanted to make parts really pretty and other parts really ugly. That's about being in a vulnerable state and then someone taking advantage of you. And musically, I think that and Do You Feel the Same would be the straightest rock tracks on the album. But I really like both of them. I would just really like that song because it's just so simple. It's just a riff and just big sounds. It's just got a good groove. Yeah, exactly. It's just because so much of the album is so complicated and intricate. It's just really good to have, 2 or 3 songs where you can say, if you don't want that, you can, we can still play rock music. That was definitely the most energetic song when we recorded it. We wanted to just make it sound really messy and live and angry, and we pretty much, just did that. And then Paul Mac added some subsonic booms to it just so it's not so generic. because we wanted it to be really straightforward punk, just with something a little different in there. Because a lot of the punk community don't like to hear things different. The rhythm track's very 80s, but not in that 80s mainstream way. It's just got them really big reverberated drum sounds that a lot of them 80s records have got. The demo of that song's just very quiet and mellow, and we just wanted to do something different with it for the actual album version. So it's got the really quiet melodies over it, but these huge drum sounds crashing over the top. That song's about being contained through violence, being scared to be yourself because you don't want to get, attacked. So that whole song's about people punishing your self-esteem and just making you scared to be yourself and fighting against it. Hi, this is Daniel Paul Johns from the band Silverchair.